Good morning.
Morning, everybody. A beautiful day. Good morning, Alia, Dr. Nelson. How are we doing today?
Fantastic.
Another fantastic, beautiful day in God's
Good morning,
Word.
everyone.
Morning.
What's that book? The Christ-based teachings. There you go.
By Don Curtis. That's one of my favorite books in the world.
Maybe you should read something from it.
Well, maybe I will. Let's see. Safe and fulfilled in the Christ presence. Again, it's philosophy. Whether you're a Christian or not, doesn't matter. Many times we feel that we are enveloped in darkness. We feel lonely. We feel separated, weak, and lost, as if we were wandering in a wilderness, not knowing whether we shall ever find the promised land of peace and harmony. Sometimes we become bogged down in failure and heartbreak and a sense of grief or loss and hopelessness, dependence upon some particular kind of outer stimuli, in discouragement and unhappiness. When we can see the light of spiritual idealism through all this and follow it, somehow something wonderful opens up for us that shows us the way and lifts us to solutions to our difficulties and to a genuinely higher plane of living. Even in these periods of darkness in life, we are always surrounded by the Christ light. We have only closed our eyes and need to open them again. The opening up may be called prayer, for it involves a conscious reaching for a higher understanding. And prayer helps us to develop a willingness to learn, to grow, to unfold until we come to a point where our good is demonstrated. Prayers have been answered over and over again in countless lives. And if it can happen in one instant, it can happen in your instance. The details of human challenges and problems vary, but the causes are always the same. Our problems grow out of our own false beliefs and limited viewpoints. That it's all part of the journey and the story. That's all it is. I'm working on getting these as gifts for people, so that's my next journey. Good morning. We can throw our link out there also, Alia. Let's put our link out there for our tribal members. And again, everyone is part of the tribe. Dr. Nelson, what do you got to share with us?
So on Saturday, 2 days from today, we're going to be in Long Island. I don't know. I think there were tickets still available. This is an event from Christopher Brownlee, Dr. Kiltz, and I will be there. And you can go to kiltzmeetup.com and get your tickets through that link. And then on Sunday, we're going to be in Queens with Luis Lotito, watching a Mets game, and then going to a Korean barbecue nearby. We're going to have a lot of fun, spend several hours together talking carnivore.
All there is, the carnivore lifestyle, and plant eaters are welcome, by the way. Everyone's welcome, whether you only eat plants or you only eat animals or you're somewhere in the middle. We're all part of the journey, and Kiltz Mighty Tribe is free for everyone. And, again, you might learn something on why carnivore-centric, meat-centric is healthier. And do you have a list of the events that Australia, South Africa, England, and maybe we've got some others on here today who can add to that? And did you put the link up, Alia? Did you put today's link up? Would you?
I did, but I have Mark. Mark is having a hard time getting in, so I'm trying to help him, and that's our guest for this morning.
That's fine.
So I would like us to talk
link
to
up
Mark
anyway.
in 1 second. Yeah.
Put the link up anyway.
Oh, it's there. It's there.
All right, good. Good.
Yeah. Here we go.
Papa Peter is a plant eater. Occasional pickles, sauerkraut, and some berries. That's okay. But we really
and some pretzels.
And some pretzels. Is he a Mets fan or a Dodgers fan? Or a New Yorker?
Here we go.
There we are. How are we? Are we all good?
Mark, how you doing?
How are you, buddy? You all right?
I got problems.
And I'm not one of them.
Oh, but I just pull out my simple my checklist of Christ, and he's like, oh, okay. Wait a minute. Shall we have more plants? I think it was Ames wrote the paper that 99% of the toxins come from the plants and not mankind, although we make a lot of weapons, don't we?
Absolutely. Couldn't get any worse.
Yeah. Where are you at in this world, Mark?
I'm in Ireland. Do you not recognize the voice?
Nice.
You've never been over here, have you?
Not yet, but Mackenzie Woods is my grandfather I never knew.
Nice. What part of Ireland was he from?
I don't know that yet. I'm looking for it. Mackenzie Woods, all I can know is the genetic profile in 23andMe says Ireland. And because ultimately Kiltz is my father's stepfather's name, and he never knew his father.
Right,
So,
really. Well, you're always over in England, so you need to go across the pond now and pay us a visit.
It's a quick it's across a river essentially.
That's it. 40 minutes. That's all it is. No excuses now.
Yes, I got it.
I have about 9% Ireland in my DNA.
Ireland.
It's very early for you guys over there, isn't it? 6 a.m.
Yes. I've been up since 3.
I'm up since 3 o'clock as well. I'm up every morning at 3 o'clock.
Every morning, 3 o'clock, the best time of the day.
Absolutely. It's the best time. Everybody's in bed. It's the best. It's so quiet.
Yeah, I love it. Hey, Alia, can you maybe quiet the Join the Kiltz Mighty Tribe going across all the time? Is that something you have a link? Never mind. Not today. Not today. Let's move me over. We'll switch. I think, right? There we go.
Much better.
We're good. You want to lead the way, Dr. Nelson? What do we got? Do you want to?
We do have a little something. I don't even know where it is. Hold on. How are you, Mark, by the way?
I'm good, Dr. Nelson. Thanks for asking.
All right. So I didn't have a lot of information to work with here, but I do have, no, it's not this. Never mind. I don't have it at hand quickly. Oh, here it is. Okay, so of course, Mark Ennis, many of you may know him. He's been around for many years, and he's been with us also several months ago. He's battled anorexia and obesity. He was a bodybuilder, natural carnivore fueled, got his body fat about down to 4%. We're going to talk about that, right? He's a master of body composition and mindset, joining us all the way from Ireland. Please welcome the founder of Fitness Beyond Time, Mark Ennis. Am I pronouncing that correctly, Mark?
That's perfect.
Okay. So welcome. Let's talk about, you put you wanted to talk about GLP-1s. Dr. Kiltz' favorite subject.
Let's talk about them, guys, honestly, because it's madness, absolute madness what's going on in the world at the moment.
Well,
any questions, put them in the chat.
And Mark, you can maybe expand on this, but is our fear and a malignment, malicious hate of fat brainwashed into our body, that we have been taught the lie that fat, you shouldn't be, it's bad for you, don't eat it, and do everything you can, including lifetime deadly diets, drugs and dissections, doctors and craziness, and even over exercising, which is ultimately killing us all. And
it's crazy. It's crazy. It's honestly, it's absolutely crazy. I was only in Florida. I was in Florida there over the Christmas time, and every time I switched on the TV, every second channel were promoting Ozempic. It was unbelievable. And then I was in most of the parks, and they had these massive screens in the parks, huge screens. And again, every 20 seconds there was an Ozempic ad that came up.
So much that we have the jingle in our brains. Oh.
And it's like, it's crazy now. Now you can get them over the counter in my country. You can actually walk into a chemist, a pharmacy, and you can actually ask for a prescription. So you don't even need to go and see your doctor. It's just like it's handed to you. And kids and people 16 years of age or under are actually getting them in my country. It's scary. Really, really scary.
And so the problem is, we're telling everyone, oh, you don't want to be fat, you need to be skinny. Mm-hmm. Now eat this and take this.
And the thing about it is, I don't think people understand how you burn fat. Everybody's convinced that the best way to burn fat has been in a calorie deficit. Absolute nonsense. Nonsense. This is where we're all going wrong. We know we can lose weight when in a calorie deficit, but when people are losing weight and they have a bare belly, what's the problem there? So nobody's focusing on the fat storage around the organs. It's just like, okay, I can see that you're getting skinny, I can see it, but you're also losing muscle mass. Skinniness, this is where we're going at the moment. Everybody's just chasing skinniness, and it's the wrong market to look at. It's just crazy. It's honestly, I'm getting so many people coming to me on a weekly basis asking me, like, is the carnivore diet, is it just like a quick fix? Is it like another fad? And I'm like, no, it does the exact same as Ozempic. The exact same thing. It shuts off the hunger, controls your hunger, brings insulin down, controls ghrelin. I can't understand why you want to take an injection and you can't eat a steak for the rest of your life. I just can't understand it.
Well, if you block the function of insulin, guess what will happen?
Mm-hmm. I know.
You lose weight,
mm-hmm.
because what's insulin's most important job? Is to make fat.
Yeah.
And so there's so much advertisement. I mean, again, here's the diet to eat, and you've got a disease, but actually the only disease is the diet we've been all convinced to eat, and there's nothing wrong with you.
Exactly. And the thing about it is, like, I don't know if you guys have seen Oprah. Have you seen Oprah lately? She has. She probably has. She's the most richest woman in the world. She could have hired any PT, any dietitian. She could have hired DrKiltz. You know what I mean? But the people that she worked with in the past, not one of them could control her hunger habits. Not one. And she's been in this game now for a very, very long time. And she was the one that promoted Weight Watch. Remember Weight Watchers years ago?
Well,
this is what she was doing.
Why did she promote it?
I know.
She owns it.
Yeah. And same as Serena Williams.
Well, all of them are getting massive amounts of money to promote the drugs and the diets and the dissections because they want to be in the party of eating a healthy, well-balanced diet like an herbivore.
Mm-hmm.
And really, that's the only answer. It is.
That's all it is, yeah.
I mean, is anorexia just another diagnosis of a disease, or is it really just a side effect of a deadly diet?
That's what it is. Because the one thing about anorexia, because I struggled with both. I was obese, extremely obese, and I was also anorexic. And the one thing that I always struggled with was an eating disorder. On both occasions, I was out of control. I couldn't understand why I was out of control. And when I went on these diets, because I've been in this game now for well over 30 years, and I could lose weight, no problem. But I was always miserable doing these diets, always, and they were never sustainable. And I never kept the weight off long term. I would lose the weight, but I'd gain the weight, and I'd be like, okay, why am I gaining the weight here? And now I understand the reason why. I understand the reason why when I removed the carbohydrates and I was focusing on just proteins and fiber, I didn't feel good because I was replacing one energy source, and I was getting rid of one energy source and I wasn't replacing it with another. I was just focusing on protein, and we don't get energy from protein. You'd want to be eating lots of protein to get a lot of energy from it.
A lot of people online will argue, "Oh, you don't need to worry about this, the foods you're eating. All you need is to be in a calorie deficit and you lose weight and you're healthy. Calories in, calories out." Very simplistic, though, right?
But the thing is, but we're not a calculator. The human body's not a calculator. We're a biological system. We run off hormones. We don't run off numbers. We know we can lose weight being in a calorie deficit, but how long does it last for? It only lasts for what? A few weeks, and then you get those urges, you get those binges.
Why?
That's what I'm saying. That's where
urges.
Exactly. So that's what we need to focus on.
Is it pathologic or biologic?
That's what we need to. Yeah, that's what we need to find out.
There's nothing wrong with us overeating.
Exactly.
Because that's biology, but the environment we place ourselves in is our problem.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is,
yeah. Go ahead, Mark.
And sorry for interrupting. And that's where we need to be looking at. We need to be looking at, okay, why am I hungry? Why am I always hungry doing these diets? And once you pinpoint that area, then you will realize that dieting is a lot easier than you think. Because when you think about it, when most people do a diet, what's the one thing they always struggle with?
Hunger.
So when I ask this question all the time on my calls when I'm actually speaking to someone. The first question I always ask is, why did you struggle on a diet? Why couldn't you not stick to it? Why did you come and see me? I was always hungry. Always hungry. So I'm like, okay, we need to focus on this problem. Forget about being in a calorie deficit. We need to find out why you are hungry in the first place. And this is where we need to control. This is where we need to focus on your hormonal health. So this is where we need to focus on like sleep, your training, your lifestyle. This all comes down to stress. We need to find out what's causing too much stress, because too much stress in your life can elevate blood sugar. If we're on the wrong food, that can elevate your blood sugar as well. If we're getting poor sleep, that can elevate your blood sugar. Too much training, that can elevate your blood sugar. So we need to focus on the stress and reduce the stress. Whereas if you're doing the opposite and you're ignoring all that and you're just taking an injection, but you still have these bad habits in the background, the minute you come off these injections, that weight is just going to come straight back on, and you're going to be like, okay, well, why did I gain the weight? You gained the weight because you didn't solve the problem in the first place.
Any questions? Put them in the chat.
What is actually the most important molecule to eat?
In my opinion, the most important macronutrient is always going to be protein, but very, very close to that is going to be fat. The macronutrient that we all need. I will tell you
the opposite. Here's the opposite. Why?
I'm actually going to agree with you, because I know what you're going to say, and I actually agree with you on this because I actually did this myself. So I still believe protein is important. Because your body's made of protein, but I understand the argument that you were making, because I actually did this on my bodybuilding prep years ago. So I did this 7 years ago when I competed in a bodybuilding competition. My macros 6 weeks into the show were extremely high fat. I was taking in around maybe 85% of my overall food intake was coming from fat. and I was only taking in minimal protein. Now, the reason why I done that is because I didn't want to jeopardize my health going into the show. But I got into unbelievable condition. Like I got down to like 3%, 4% body fat. Now, at 3%, 4% body fat, you're walking around like a zombie if you're a normal bodybuilder. I was walking around functioning perfectly. Why do you think I was walking around functioning perfectly? Because my fats were high. I never jeopardized my energy. My energy levels were very, very high. So I still stripped down to unbelievably low body fat levels. Like, as I said, under 4% body fat. I had no fat on my body whatsoever. Like, I could literally pinch my skin. It was that thin. It was unbelievable. I had veins in my lower abs. I was in unbelievable condition. So I understand the argument. We can go down both avenues. We can go down the fat side and the protein side.
We actually don't eat fat nor protein. We eat either animals or plants. Every cell of every organism contains the membranes full of fat, the embedded proteins, and the sugar layer. And so technically, we eat a lean meat diet, which we'll claim is high protein, which it really is low fat. And protein poisoning is one of the leading causes of disease. And that's one of the challenges. I mean, in a natural world where it's hard to find food, would a 3% body fat be a good place to be?
No.
And so what if when we think we're losing muscle mass, we're actually losing intramuscular fat and not muscle? We're not losing the muscle itself. We're looking at the fat embedded in the marbling of our muscles. Because, again, you're in the bodybuilding world, which is, it's a competition of what you look like, right? Could you live like that a long, healthy time?
No. And I'll tell you the reason why. Because at that stage, when you're getting that lean to step on stage, the last thing you're thinking about is building muscle. You're not thinking about building muscle in that phase. So that's why you can get away with bringing your protein down to, like I was consuming, I can't remember the exact number, but I was taking in probably around.
Or you mean, so when you use the word protein, what are you eating?
Just lean protein. That's it.
Okay, so you're eating lean meat.
Yeah, just lean
meat.
So
you're not eating because protein doesn't exist in a naked form unless it's processed. Right?
Yeah.
And so ultimately, maybe that's our confusion. Because I go buy protein, I buy a can that says protein powder, right? Is that good for us?
No.
What is it made of?
Yeah.
And our beans, I mean, what do the nutritionists say is protein, food-wise?
And I totally agree with you, because that's where we're going at the moment. Every time you walk into a store, everything is protein now. Everything is protein.
Because they now know. They now know. See, remember, the new food pyramid is a low-fat diet. Because everyone's happy with lean meat, and the butchers and the producers don't care about fat. But it's the fear of fat that's the single leading cause of disease, because everyone's buying chicken, fish, turkey, and filet mignon.
And it's amazing because that macronutrient is what's impacting many people's lives now at the moment. We know that protein, we've been doing this for a very, very long time. But the one macro that we were all scared of in the past, because we were told that this is the problem, now this is actually impacting many people's lives. Because I actually got this from you yourself, Dr. Kiltz. Because I actually studied you 7 years ago. I studied you a lot because I work with a lot of females, and I've been doing this now for over 30 years. And I used to get these women in amazing shape, and they used to get back to me and saying to me, I have fertility issues. I'm going through menopause, I'm going through hormonal problems, and I'd be like, I haven't got a clue. You're better off going to see the doctor. I haven't got a clue how to sort this out. I knew how to get these people in shape, no problem. I had no issues there whatsoever. But that wasn't doing anything for these people. These people are getting back to me and saying, well, I'm a type 2 diabetic now. I've got arthritis. My mental health is turned to shit at the moment. And I'm like, okay, well, hang on a second. As I said, I don't know what to have solved this. It wasn't until I got into the carnivore space and then I started looking at your videos, because this is your area. And I as I said, I binge watched your videos for about 8 months. Literally 8 months, every day I was watching your videos. And I was like, okay, if I'm going to actually be as good as Dr. Kiltz, I need to know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's what I'm doing at the moment. I've worked with a lot of women now in the last 7 years. And in that 7 years, I've had over 50 pregnancies on my plan. 50 pregnancies.
Isn't it amazing? Well, let me ask you about anorexia. You've been doing this for a long time. Are as we label eating disorders, bulimia, anorexia, are they dropping in numbers or rising in numbers?
I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. I know obesity numbers are going up, but I haven't seen too many. The only thing I would say about that is I do watch a little bit on social media, and I'm watching all these skinny influencers, and this is the problem. This is the biggest problem I have. I see too many people that are too skinny on social media, and we have all the young kids wanting to be like these people, and that worries me. Because when you look at the platform these people have like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people watching them, and they're convinced that this is the way to do it. And these promote like starvation diets, and they're hardly eating anything. I was only watching one there yesterday, and she was going on about how you can burn up to 1,000 calories by starving yourself first thing in the morning. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And most teenagers will look at this and say, well, if she can do it, then I can do it. And also, you have all these pop stars that are now going on this route of medication and Ozempic. You're going to have all the young people now looking at this and saying, well, if I'm struggling with my weight and I can't solve this myself, then I might have to do this as well. So we're looking at the wrong problem here. And I know from when I was going through anorexia, there wasn't enough help back for me then, and there's not enough help for these people right now. I know there isn't, because eating disorder is a big thing in my country. Huge thing.
What's the cause of our eating disorder?
It's the eating habits that we're going through at the moment. We're focusing on the wrong food. We're focusing on the wrong problem.
But you said eating habits. Okay, so how do people learn about the right thing to eat?
How they're going to learn is to control their eating habits. That's what we need to do.
No. What are we taught as children in school in Ireland, in America? What's a healthy eating habit?
I'm not sure. I think they're following the food pyramid, is it?
Well, is that in Ireland, or do they eat steak every day and they say don't eat plants?
Well, the thing is, when you walk into school, the one thing you'll notice is the food pyramid. You walk into a doctor's office, you'll notice the food pyramid.
So you're a prisoner in life, in this world, and you have a disorder, but your disorder is only secondary to the teachings of the dictators. So there's actually nothing wrong with you as a human being, but you're brainwashed. So when we say we have an eating disorder or a food addiction, that's feeding, once again, that you're the problem, not the direction of eating.
But the thing is, though, if you say to somebody, okay, you've got a food addiction, they're going to be like, okay, well, hang on a second, I don't think I have a food addiction. And then I'll be like, okay, well, can you go like 4 or 5 days without carbohydrates? And they'd be like, no, I can't do that. There's the reason why. So I don't think people understand true addiction.
Right, but again, I'm going to go back to, there's nothing wrong with us. I'm not an addict. I'm in a cage. I'm in a prison. I'm in an institution that my authorities, our priests, our pope, our presidents, our professors, everybody, our parents, have fed us and said this is the right food. And so now we claim you to be a drug addict, an alcoholic, a food addict, and we now have a plan for you, but we're all making more money off of you. but there's nothing wrong with you, because what we're teaching here, you only have one incorrect problem. You're eating the diet for an institutionalized human being. And so they keep on giving you a label that you walk around the world claiming, which is wrong.
Exactly.
You're now free. You're now free.
And the thing is that
what is the solution? Is carnivore.
Yeah, 100%.
And a carnivore eats animals and an herbivore eats plants.
Yeah.
What science do we need?
Exactly. And when you walk into a store, arguably 80% of the food is fake. It's not even real food. So when's the last time people, like, I don't know, when I walk into my supermarket, I see this every week. People are filling their trolleys with not even real food. It's all fake food. So they're going after the processed food.
Is a fruit and vegetable fake food?
Food, it depends on what you're getting. If you're getting it in a container, it is.
Well, but again, is a fresh fruit and vegetable 3 to 6 times a day raw good for humans?
If you're going down that route, it's not too bad. But if you're getting it in a box or you're getting it in a container, there's the problem right there, because it's so easy to be customized, and that's where people are going at the moment.
If I eat, again, I think we're back to, remember, you either eat plants or animals. All this macrobial conversation is back to the scientism, the story. If you simply go to the butcher and get fatty meat, will you heal and stay away from the plants? And you 100%. Don't even have to do anything else. Right?
But the thing about it, 100% we will. But the thing is, how do we convince people to do that? That's the thing.
Be the example, and be the professor, and be the coach like you are to help and inspire people. Because without you, Coach Mark, this is real important, because I think this is the reason we're all here. I put it out there because I learned from someone like yourself. And this again, I don't have a problem. I'm not addicted to anything except life. But I've been brainwashed what a healthy, well-balanced diet, clean and healthy is. And now I know it's fatty meat.
And I think you hit the nail on the head. I don't think people understand what true health is, because I was convinced, if you had spoke to me 20 years ago when I was eating the oats first thing in the morning, I was having my 6 meals a day, I was going to the gym, I was going to the gym regularly. If you had spoke to me 20 years ago, I would have said to you, I'm one of the healthiest people in the world. But I was in a really, really bad way. I had the abs, I had the body, I looked incredible, but people had no idea what I was going through. I wasn't healthy at all.
Is an obese person unhealthy because of obesity or their diet?
Diet, yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all it is.
And does any human being have to lose weight? No. They just have to change their mindset and their mouth.
And the thing about it is, when you're obese, what are you burning first? You're burning glucose.
No,
body fat.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No. You're inflamed because we only burn fat. Always. Only. This is the myth. See, they tell you glucose is your first energy. That's the lie. They got you now. You believe in the science, don't you? It's wrong. It is so wrong. Should you measure your glucose levels all day long? No. Should you stand on the scale every day?
No.
Should you take your blood pressure 20 times a day? No. This is part of the problem. The scientists have captured us, domesticated us, because there's only one fuel and building block for your body. It's fat. Glucose is a glycosylating agent. It's not direct energy of the mitochondria.
No.
And that's the fun part of this. But we do like this, don't we?
We need to answer some questions, please.
I want Mark to keep going. He's really good.
He's very good.
And then go ahead with the question.
This is a Mark question. I would love to hear how Mark developed, and I think it's supposed to be find eventually, Cured anorexia. This eating disorder is not common in men.
Yeah, so it's not common in men. This happened. I don't know if you heard of my story. I was on this podcast a few months ago, so I'll give you a short story real quick. So I grew up an obese child. I got bullied in school, and I just wanted to be thin. I wanted to be healthy. Started off back then reading magazines. Didn't have enough money to go to a gym, so I just started training at home. I was running every single day. Then it just literally took over my life. Kind of what Dr. Kiltz is talking about. He's talking like this addiction. I got very, very addicted to the lifestyle. I got very, very addicted to the food. And I just kept on restricting to the point where I just didn't eat any more food. And I was just fading away. I was losing all my strength. I was losing all my muscle mass. And that was it then. I didn't understand what anorexia was. I never even heard about anorexia. I just convinced that, okay, I needed to be skinny. So when I was away on a family holiday with the family in Spain, I think it was Spain. And I literally collapsed. I had no more energy. I was running off fumes at this stage. My heart stopped. I think my heart stopped for around 5 or 6 minutes, I was told by the doctors. They eventually brought me back. They brought me into the hospital. They put me on a drip. They said to me, like, listen, you need to get your vitamins and minerals. We need to feed you every couple of hours. At that stage, I didn't want any food. I had a fear of food you would not believe. So every time they gave me food, I kept on throwing it in the bin until one night my mother came into the hospital, held my hand, and said to me, like, listen, I don't want to lose you. And that just hit me. I was like, okay, my parents are crying here. What do I do? So that's when I was like, okay, I need to sort this out. So I listened to the doctors. I listened to what they were saying, but they fed me horrendous food, horrendous when I look back at it. Like ice cream, weight gainer shakes, protein bars. The food was unbelievable. And I did gain the weight, and I got through it. And I was doing therapy also. And I was told during that time that if I didn't eat the food, I wouldn't be allowed to interact with the people outside. I wouldn't be allowed to watch TV.
Punishment.
Unbelievable. Oh, unbelievable.
Punishment.
Unbelievable. Crazy stuff. Stuff.
So eat the food. All right. Ice cream is made of fatty cream and eggs. And Kiltz ice cream is good. Mm-hmm. And the problem is we've actually, they made us afraid of the thing that's actually healthy for us, because there was a post about ice cream. Mm-hmm. People who eat ice cream, but again, I eat ice cream, but I make it. It's fat, a little bit of sugar. But again, you're right. But isn't it the fear of fat that's really our problem?
That's what it is. Nobody will go on and nobody will eat the fats. They'll do the protein, they'll do the carbs, they'll do the veggies. But when it comes to the fat, nobody will touch it. But why do you think why people won't touch it? It's because we're taught that way.
We're brainwashed.
It's been ingrained into our brains for a long, long time that fat was the problem. Fat was going to lead to heart disease. High cholesterol was a problem. Absolute rubbish.
So are you more likely to drop dead from anorexia or obesity?
Both.
No, anorexia. Anorexia and skinny is more pathologic than obesity.
Yeah, because you know fat in your body. I agree. Yeah.
Well, because fat is the only fuel and building block of the body. Mm-hmm. But your muscles are not being eaten. Mm-hmm. They're there until the last drop of fat is gone. You're dead.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah.
That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obesity is a chronic condition of multiple diseases. We think that there are infinite thousands of diseases, but there's only one disease. Mm-hmm. And it's living the lifestyle of a domesticated dog and cat.
Yeah.
Alia, go ahead. Questions?
The next question, I just wanted to point out that it says 12 times higher than Pure's anorexia, like for young children, younger people.
What's the answer? What?
There's like 11 4 to 11 mortality rate in younger people. Risk of death is 12 times higher than peers.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
So obesity is not the cause of disease. Ever. I don't care if it's visceral or subcutaneous. Never. You're built for what evolution knows is likely to happen. You ain't going to find food for month 2 or 3.
Carrie Rossi Eaton, what about taking mental health, mental illness, and diet? I was just diagnosed with adjustment disorder with anxiety and depression. It shouldn't exceed 6 months of stressor. Stressor should be removed. Is stressor like a human, something that causes stress, or a drug? Okay, my health deteriorated.
But the one thing I would say, the one thing I would say about that message is this: what's causing the stress in the first place?
Yeah.
Like, what's causing these problems, and why do you have these negative thoughts? So you need to look at the triggers here. So there's many things that we can look at. The food is 1, the lifestyle is 2, your sleep is 3, your training is a big one as well. A lot of people think that they need to train every single day, but this causes an awful lot of stress. And you need to look at it like this: if you've got a really, really busy lifestyle and you've got a lot of kids, that's going to cause unbelievable stress. Now, if your stress levels are very, very high and you're going from one environment, which is very, very high stress levels, and you're going into a different environment and you're doing like a spin class, or you're doing a high intensity class, or you're doing an hour and a half in the gym, that's only having an impact on stress. So the one thing I always focus on when I work with people is we're stripping it all back. We're stripping everything back. We're getting the diet perfect. We're going to eliminate the problem. We're going to reduce the volume in the gym. You don't need to do as much volume in the gym as you think. If you're doing running, we're getting rid of that. You can just walk every single day. We're just going to get back to basics. Then we're going to work on your circadian rhythm, get yourself to a regular routine, get your mindset in check. I don't think people understand how powerful mindset is. I really do believe that. I think mindset is the most powerful tool that we have. Forget about your nutrition. Forget about your training. If your mindset is not switched on, you are going to fail.
But if I may, remember, the brain is another organ system like the heart and the lungs. It's damaged by a plant, low animal fat diet. Plants and protein-centric diet is deadly for humans. And fat is not the cause of heart disease. And being fat is not the cause of heart disease. It's the plant protein-centric diet that you're eating that damages the organ systems and the cellular functions that then cause the problems. Because if you go carnivore in 2 to 4 weeks, your brain clears up.
Absolutely.
The mindset. But remember, you can't see the world clearly until you get rid of significant
Exactly. I agree with you. 100%.
Which is caused by protein-centric and plant-centric diets. And
I totally agree with you. When you feed the body, we all know about the gut and brain connection. When you feed the gut what it needs, it impacts the brain. So that way, then you're feeding your brain what it needs. So you're thinking better.
Well, if you don't eat for a month, and you're 500 pounds, is your brain getting all the food and minerals and vitamins it needs?
No.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
100%. Why do you think a bear needs to gain 1,000 pounds?
Oh, yeah.
Look at adipose tissue. See, everyone thinks obesity is bad. That is another lie.
Yeah.
That is the lie.
Yeah.
Again, obesity doesn't cause any disease. It's the food you eat. That's the killer.
And see,
if you start eating fatty meat, you're not hungry anymore. Your brain clears up.
And see, this is what drives me crazy about obesity, because you hear this about type 2, you hear about obesity, and everybody mentions this word about insulin resistance being the main cause. Insulin resistance is not the main cause. We need to look before that. What are we consuming on a daily basis? Why has insulin been elevated in the first place? That's where you need to look at it. So
evolutionarily speaking, would you want to marry, and this is why obesity in men is not as big a problem, because women see the heavier man as carrying the energy that's necessary to protect and and feed their family. Now, a woman gets fat enough for reproduction, and the fight against obesity is our biggest lie. Because again, the more you fight against something, guess what happens? The more it shows up. And so if you think ill of your body as fat, which you have been taught to do, so I can make more money in medicine and the sales of all the products and the diets. It's a money-making scheme. That's all it is.
That's all it is. Yeah. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. You only need to look at what's going on now. We have all these amazing experts all over the world. We have many dietitians, coaches. They're all advertising their what they do, their services. If these people were as good as they think they are, then why do we still have an obesity crisis?
We don't have an obesity crisis. We have an inflammation crisis.
Yeah,
and dictators that are dictating a diet. So why are we here talking about carnivore? Because look at, if there's a major war or there's a major infectious disease and our food system is shut down, would you rather be 600 pounds or 100 pounds?
Yeah.
Which?
100 pounds, yeah. Oh, no, 600 pounds, yeah.
Look at,
yeah.
So we have been brainwashed that, fat and obesity is so bad. Bet you $1 billion it's not. But again, you've got to be the right weight. What is the right weight? What is the right BMI, Dr. Nelson?
Don't know.
It depends on what next week brings, right? And again, what is the energy for our body? It's fat. What's the building blocks for your body? It's fat. That is it. Now, all right, okay, will being buff and built be more likely to get you reproduced?
No. Not if you're giving the body the wrong macronutrient, it won't.
Well, no, because again, it'll get you practicing reproduction, but it may not get you reproduced. You're right.
Exactly.
But would you say that people say you've got to have a bikini bod in order to get reproduced because it's sexy and more likely to get you mated?
But see, that's the thing. I've done this in the past. I've done this with women in the past. They'd come to me and they'd be like, okay, I need to lose weight to start a family. And I'd be like, okay, I can help you with this. But then they get no, I just want to finish this off. And they come to me and I get them in amazing shape and I get them down to their ideal body weight, but they don't reproduce. They don't have a child. Whereas now I do the opposite. I focus now on the opposite side. I don't get these. I don't focus on getting these people lean. I focus on getting these people healthy first, and then lean. But
my point is, in general, the brain thinking is, if I look more beautiful, someone will want to date me more.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that's, again, we're talking about the brainwashing, and we got to clear our minds. You're right. You're getting the few, not the many. Again, meaning the percentage of people that are like, you're teaching them something opposite and different than the domesticated diatribe of the dictators, which is thinking we should be skinny and lean. But what's happening in our mission to be skinny and lean? We're getting what?
Getting fat.
We're getting fat. So the obesity is listening to the dictatorial message that we learned in school from our parents and the physicians and more, right? And what we're here to do with Papa and Joel, Ulrich, and others, thanks for commenting, everyone, is we're blowing this shit up. And they may take us down.
They could try. I only had this with a dietitian there the other day. I called her out. And she was convinced that we need fiber, absolutely convinced. And she actually tagged me in the video. And I just mentioned to her, okay, name one essential fiber that I need. That's all I asked. That's all I asked. And I had every single dietitian that you could possibly think of come at me. I must have had about 100 people in the comments telling me that I was wrong about fiber. They're sending me all these studies, and I was like, okay, one of you come on a live chat with me, just one. Do you think that one of them came on a live chat with me? Not one. And we actually did a podcast on this just Sunday gone, and we spoke 2 hours on this, 2 hours, and I got a lot of guests on, a lot of guests, and again, not one of them had the balls to come on that podcast. Not one of them. We're all great behind the phone, but when it comes to one-on-one, they wouldn't last 10 minutes with me.
We're all afraid. You know why? Because our brains are damaged from a plant-centric, protein-centric diet.
Mm-hmm.
High protein diet is deadly for humans, period.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're in the Maria Emmerich world where you want to lose weight and be skinny, it will get you skinnier faster. High protein, which means low fat and low carbs, technically. Well, then, but remember, there is something called protein poisoning and rapid starvation.
And the thing is,
we do it so long.
Absolutely, and the thing is, like we all know we can get in shape doing anything. We can go high protein. We can take the GLP-1. If we want to put on muscle, we can take peptides. We can take steroids. But again, like you said, is it the right way to do it? That's the question.
Steroids, wait, can you take steroids, anabolic steroids, and eat a plant-centric diet and build muscle?
No.
You damn right you can.
No.
Yeah,
okay,
you can as an
with plants. Okay. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I thought you'd need animal sources.
There are vegetarian. Remember, amino acids, proteins are in plants too.
Okay. But I'm just saying, like
sugar and poisons.
But would is that just plants on its own, or is that like they're eating like the vegan burgers, the almond butter, the nut butters? Okay, so we're talking about just plants here, nothing else.
All cells of all life forms contain amino acids, simple sugars, and fatty acids.
Okay,
all organisms.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
So, but plants are more sugar because sugar is the strength of the tree or of the plant.
Yeah.
Glucose. And so that's why, again, it's kind of crazy stuff, but it's radical. Radical.
It's crazy.
You're radical,
crazy.
Mark. You're crazy.
I'm getting there.
Nelson, do we have any other comments or questions?
A bunch.
We got a bunch. Yeah, Lewis asks, did you hear about Wegovy HT? It's a high giant dose of 7.2 milligrams of semaglutide.
Wow. No, I didn't hear that.
Well, the new GLP pill is what they're talking about.
Oh, is it?
Wegovy
that must be, yeah. Yeah, because I know that
Wegovy
I know they can
is a high dose Ozempic. Those are the brand names. It's the same compound, semaglutide.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That's actually in our country at the moment. Actually, you can walk into your pharmacy and get these now. You can get them in the pills now. They're actually selling them now.
You don't have to go anywhere. They'll deliver to you.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like I had 2 people a few weeks ago come to my door, wanting me to buy them. It was unbelievable.
We missed a question. We've got some period questions. I asked both these ladies to please tell us exactly what their carnivore diet was, because that could mean anything. Can you talk about hormonal regulation with carnivore? My month 3 period was 24-day cycle. This month came 4-week mark. Still very painful, lots of fatigue, but that feels like a sign of healing.
Yeah, like if she's 3 months into it, I'd have to ask her a few more questions. I'd have to look at the diet. I'd have to see what she's taking in. Again, I'd have to look at the macros. So yeah, there's a few questions I'd have to ask to answer the question.
I asked in the chat a little bit earlier, what exactly are you eating? And this is the same one. Megan, I love being on carnivore for 6 weeks, but it messed up my cycle. Should I up my carbs slightly to prevent this? What are you eating?
Yeah, again, I would argue like you don't need any carbohydrates. Why are you adding carbohydrates in?
Well, you don't need any plants. You need more fat. More fat.
Yeah, more fat. So again, fiber, carbohydrates, plants, any of that, you don't need it. Just get yourself onto a high fat diet as quick as possible. But I would also recommend that if anybody's listening and you are thinking about going to carnivore, I don't know your thoughts on this, Dr. Kiltz. I'm not a big fan of jumping straight in. I don't think it's a good idea jumping straight onto carnivore if you're coming from the carbohydrate lifestyle.
Why not?
I don't think.
Is it good to just go cold turkey to stop alcohol or heroin?
But does it work though?
Again, are you a lion or a sheep?
The thing about it is though,
food? Can I go on a 5-day fast right now and eat nothing?
Of course you can.
Well, then why do I need to eat a plant? Why can't I go cold turkey and just go for, you know what? Plants are poisonous.
But the argument I would have when I look back at what I did, I couldn't go cold turkey. Like if you had said to me,
you again.
I could have if I wanted to.
Could is a word, and ultimately, we can empty our gut. Number one, get rid of all food for a week. Mm-hmm. Magic. And then eat only raw fatty meat, salt. Bingo.
I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. But the big issue for me was addiction. I was seriously addicted.
No, you were not. You were brainwashed.
But the thing that what was causing the brainwash?
World that kept you institutionalized. I'm not an addict. I'm a human being. I am free. That's where Christ comes in. Again, every thought you think creates the life you live. I am a human being. I'm addicted to life, but that's it. And so I would say that you did it one way, another person does it another.
100%.
You choose how you want to do it.
Exactly.
But to use the word you shouldn't, in my opinion, is like you can do anything.
No, I totally agree with you. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Like if someone came to me and they're trying to do carnivore and they want to go straight into it, I have no issues with that. But I'm just saying about 90% of the people that I take on, they need to be pushed into it in the right direction.
But I would say the opposite. Again, every thought creates everything. And every time I say you should do this, you can't do that, and I am this, that's the lie.
But my argument against that is if you're taking on someone who has never heard of the carnivore diet ever, and you're saying to them, okay, all this big plate of food that you have in front of you, we're going to eliminate that, and you're just going to eat steak for the rest of your life. Psychologically, that's not going to work.
But again, you're teaching people an idea. Listen, here's how you can do this, and there are lots of ways to do this. How would you like to approach this? Okay, one is stop eating for a week. That's hard. Okay, so could everyone and anyone do it? Of course they can. Everyone and anyone could do it. But remember, we're taught that we're weak and we're incapable.
And that's where it all comes down to the mindset. Yeah, you're right.
Only the mindset. Look,
I'm
70. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've learned some things in truth. Why do I love Christ-based teachings? Don Curtis, because he wrote a simple story of you can do everything and anything. And so every time I say, well, I shouldn't or you can't, I say, F you. I can do anything. But again, I'm not telling you not to do what you're doing. I'm just saying that every human being can do pretty much what? Anything.
Love you all.
Anything with the right mindset.
Wait. Where do people find you?
You can find me on Fitness Beyond Time 01. I'm on social media.
Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody.